Welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbie. I'm the founder, president, and CEO of GRCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. On this platform, we discuss authentic urban news across the diaspora and what's happening on the African continent. If you're joining us for the first time, please hit that like button, share, and subscribe button on my YouTube page. We encourage our listeners worldwide to engage with us by leaving a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast. Help make our audio podcast and our video podcast go viral by sharing my YouTube page with all of your friends on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and or X, and any other social media sites you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Disclaimer: This content is for educational and informational purposes only. It is based on public available reports and verified media sources. We fully comply with YouTube's community guideline. We do not promote violence, hate, or misinformation in any form. This podcast is available in two forms, audio and also as a written text, in order for us to reach our audience. Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast is our Black media component. I would like to encourage my listeners to subscribe to my Medium page, where you can follow along during this presentation. I provide my current Medium transcript in the comment section below this audio podcast. I use my platform to share with people who are on my social media pages. I encourage Black artists, African artists, such as authors, poets, musicians, Black entrepreneurs, African entrepreneurs. If you'd like to come on this platform and promote what you got going on, make arrangements with me to come on this platform by sending me your email address to my inbox, and that would be very helpful. I would say to my Facebook inbox, my Instagram inbox, my TikTok inbox, my LinkedIn inbox, and on my X page inbox, along with your email address, and then we can take it from there. So I would say poets, musicians, Black entrepreneurs, African entrepreneurs. Again, you are welcome to promote your books, your business, your music. And if you have a small ministry, you're welcome to share a 30-minute sermon with my listeners from the global community. After the show, I offer my guest speakers an incentive by teaching them how to create their own podcast, YouTube channel, and Wix website so that they can launch their online business or online ministry to the global community. Again, I want to do more than just news and social commentary, but again, this is where I'm at. Doesn't matter how bad I want to get my Christian business up and running. Without financial support from the Black grassroots and the global African family, then I am unable to do my God-given assignment, which is to recruit like-minded Black Americans and like-minded African immigrants across the United States, so that way we can build the best Black business within the United States of America. The Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago, for credibility before we expand the business to 10 African nations. This is why I'm reaching out to the global African family. If you're serious about me bringing my Christian business to the continent, then please help me get my ebook on that bestsellers list, so that way the Black world will know who we are and they can take our cause serious. Secondly, I encourage African immigrants who live within the United States of America from 10 African nations: South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Nigeria. I understand that you came over here to live out your American dream, but I need your help because for 34 years, Black Chicagoans have rejected and overlooked my vision and plan to help improve the Black community or the Black neighborhood. The reason why you are able to reach your American dream is because of my ancestors who fought and died during the civil rights era to help get African immigrants and Afro-Caribbeans and other non-white immigrant groups to come to this country. Truth be told, the white supremacist financial elites only wanted I would say white European immigrants here. Those are the only group that they wanted here. So I'm encouraging all of my listeners to first please read my story by purchasing my ebook, quote, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, second edition. It's available for $9.99. It's also available as a softcover book for $15 plus shipping and handling. I provide the links in the comment section below this audio podcast. If you agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, specifically Black Chicago, then you will automatically become a GRCAM member. We will continue to reach out to like-minded Black Americans beyond Chicago. After all, this business is for Black millennials and Generation Z. So I need you all to stand up. Stand up. Unfortunately, last month, I didn't get any one on my panel. Some people were saying that, they were having some technical difficulties. Hey, it is what it is. But the show continues. Every month, we're going to host these virtual interactive conferences. My goal is to interact with everybody that's on my friends list, everybody that's in my social groups. If you want to debate me, that's cool. Fine, bring it on. Get on camera. But all I ask is that you exchange emails with me if you want to get on my show. I'm calling upon Black content creators and African content creators who have a large following. Please allow me to come on your platform so I can speak to your audience about my revised book and my film project. This burden is not mine alone. This is a shared burden. For again, I'm just one Black man with a vision and a plan. It takes a team to make a dream work. I don't want the brand and the vision to die in America. That's why I'm pushing the vision to the Black world. And that's again why I created this platform, because I refuse to be ignored. I have something positive to offer Black America and Africa. But again, I don't operate like the next Black man. I have my own style and way of doing things. I'm not about the foolishness. And also, this is my contribution to Africa's rising. I'm looking for legitimate artists who are film directors, producers, actors, stage managers, professional fundraisers, technical directors, and marketers who can come to Chicago to shoot the film once we raise the capital. If you're serious about doing business with me, then again, please make yourself known to me. Exchange emails with me so that way we can discuss business. and work with me to help raise the capital to get this film project fully funded and made, so that way we can move GRCAM to the next level, again, to the big screen. And from there, we want to make our presence known in the low income Black community or low income Black neighborhoods, starting in Chicago on the west side and then eventually on the south side of Chicago. Once we get our film project fully funded and made and the proceeds from the film starts pouring in, then I would be in a better position financially to purchase property in Chicago, Illinois, buy office equipment, hire qualified Black middle class professionals and qualified African immigrants who are, I'm just going to say this, the people that I would like to have on my advisory board / or resource team would be Black attorneys, African attorneys, investors, Black entrepreneurs, African entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs, and philanthropists. I want to make sure that my Christian business will be effective and successful for years to come, so we can pass the business down to the next GRCAM generation. I'm called by my Lord and Savior, Jesus / Yahshua, to rebuild Black Chicago, similar to that of Nehemiah, who was called by God to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. Nehemiah used qualified engineers, architects, and inventors to rebuild a new city. And so that's all I'm trying to do over here. In contrast, I'm seeking Black middle class professionals and qualified African immigrants who holds associate's degrees and above. So let's keep it 100. You know, the white man is not stopping Black Americans from purchasing my revised book. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from buying items from my virtual store. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from donating to my film project. That's all a personal choice. That's Willie Lynch in real time, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what I'm up against. My film project is my last attempt to try to do something positive for my racial group, Black Americans, who identify as DAS FM, Descendants of American Slave / Freedmen. So that's what this is all about. Upcoming events. We do not have a physical building at this time. We are using technology to broadcast what we're trying to do in Black Chicago and beyond. On this platform, we are genuine, sincere, transparent, and authentic. This event will help expand your network, enhance your profile visibility, and make more meaningful connection with the global community. We are looking for 5 people from my Facebook page, my Instagram page, my TikTok page, my LinkedIn page, or my X page, as well as people from my Facebook, people from my Facebook social groups. For those persons to come forth, get on camera, and let's discuss the topic of the month. If interested in being on the panel, then please send me a message to my Facebook inbox, my Instagram inbox, my TikTok inbox, my LinkedIn inbox, or my X inbox, along with your email address, so that way I can email you specific information about being on the panel. If you are unable to participate on our monthly interactive conference on YouTube Live, then please listen to the replay. Leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below the audio podcast. And most of all, please share my audio podcast with your friends on all social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Put me on blast, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know how to use StreamYard or Zoom, then make arrangements with me so that way I can teach you how to use both of them so that way you can come on this platform. Again, if you are a Black artist or an African artist, such as an author, poet, musician, or entrepreneur, then make arrangements with me to come on this platform so that way you can promote your books, your business, your music. Or if you have a small ministry, then you're more than welcome to share a 30-minute sermon with my listeners from the global community. This year, we are determined to get this film project fully funded and made so that way we can get our story on the big screen in order to reach the Black world and let them know who we are and what we're trying to do for my people, Black Americans, again, who identify as DAS FM, Descendants of American Slaves / Freedmen. I'm available. Please write this down. I'm available Wednesday, March 4th, Thursday, March 5th, Saturday, March 7th, Tuesday, March 10th, Wednesday, March 11th, Friday, March 13th, Saturday, March 14th, Sunday, March 15th through Tuesday, March 17th, Thursday, March 19th through Saturday, March 21st, Sunday, March 22nd, and Monday, March 23rd, Wednesday, March 25th through Friday, March 27th, Sunday, March 29th, through Tuesday, March 31st, all at 2 p.m. through 9 p.m. American Central Time. So that's your responsibility, ladies and gentlemen. If you live, on the African continent or in Canada or in Europe, to do the time zone in terms of make sure that the times is right. And select which day is best for you, and then we'll take it from there. After the panel, then we will discuss the topic. I will turn the show over to the panelists so that they can discuss the topics, because I don't want to sit up here and just be running off at the mouth. I want to give other people an opportunity to share the limelight with me. That's what this is all about, ladies and gentlemen. And then once my panelists finish their, I would say, sharing their perspectives, then we'll open up, I would say, the StreamYard or Zoom, whichever one, that's going to work the best. But either way it goes, we will open up those those live streams, so for Q&A. So the theme, the fall of Black America. America's collapse is coming for Black people. So I'd like you all to look at that video, and I'm going to show you how to look at that and stuff like that, different how to maneuver on my Medium transcript. So where? YouTube Live. When? Saturday, March 28th, time 2 p.m. American Central Time, 3 p.m. Canadian Time, 8 p.m. West African Time, 9 p.m. South African Time, 10 p.m. East African Time, and 8 p.m. UK Time. Title of this presentation, ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery, FBA, Foundational Black Americans, DAFTA, Descendants of American Freedmen of African Ancestry, and GRCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. Which ideology has the best interest for Black America? In this episode, we break down the debate surrounding identity-based movements between Antonio Moore from ADOS, Tariq Nasheed from FBA, Dr. Umar Johnson, DAFA, and my virtual Christian organization, GRCAM. Which ideology has the best interest for Black America? Each movement claims to defend a specific vision of Black America, lineage, political strategy, and Black economic empowerment. So what's the difference? This live stream covers the origins and goals of ADOS, FBA, DAFA, and GRCAM. Reparation, lineage, and political strategy. Black economic empowerment and cultural identity. Are these movements aligned in purpose but divided in strategy or fragmentation? Or are they fundamentally different visions for Black empowerment in America? We break it all down with context, receipts, and real analysis, not just social media sound bites. Join the conversation in the comment section and share your perspective respectively. In this episode, we discuss the origins and goals behind ADOS, FBA, AFTA, and GRCAM. Lineage-based identity versus Black diaspora identity. Political strategy, reparations debates, and coalition building. Cultural identity versus policy priorities. Whether these movements strengthen or divide Black political power. This conversation goes beyond social media talking points to examine the historical context, ideological distinctions, and real-world implications of these identity frameworks as debates around reparations, immigration, diaspora relations, and representation continues to grow. Understanding these distinctions has never been more important. Make sure to like the stream, post your thoughts in the comment section, and please subscribe for more real conversations on culture, politics, and global Black issues / global African issues. From my understanding, Antonio Moore, ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery. I remember I reached out to that brother because I was impressed. Actually, a lot of the stuff that ADOS were talking about, I wrote in my revised book. And so, I was interested in trying to see if I can get him to come on my platform. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I was on Blog Talk Radio, and then, they shut down Blog Talk Radio. But shucks, I'm trying to think. I think that was around 2006, between 2006 or 2007. That's what I believe. I'm not sure. So anyway, it was around that time. But bottom line, what I understand with ADOS, it refers to descendants of enslaved Africans in the area that would become the United States from its colonial period onward, and to the political movement, the same name. Both the term and the movement grew out of the hashtag ADOS, created by Antonio Moore and Yvette Cornell. The ADOS movement focused mainly on demanding reparations for the system of American slavery. They accused colleges, universities, corporations, and the federal government to prioritize ADOS and argue that affirmative action policies originally designed to help ADOS have been used largely to benefit other groups. And they're actually correct in that area. Know what I'm saying? Um, and that's what made us as Black Americans, have some issues. Especially being called minority. We don't want to be put in those different categories because when they do that, is basically it gives the green light for all these other groups to piggyback off our struggle, and that's not cool at all. Just like with affirmative action. And then I just talked about this not too long ago. I forgot some of they got all these doggone different terms. But yeah, it's a term I forgot, but they was using it with these different hiring practices, like some type of, I forgot, because there's so much stuff, But bottom line, affirmative action that only really benefited white women. Just do the research about that. So supporters of the ADOS movement say that that we should have our own ethnic destination on census forms and college applications, and should not be lumped in with other Black people, especially African immigrants or Afro-Caribbean immigrants. And that's true. Everybody have their own, I don't know. Basically, everybody have their own stories and struggles. But yeah, when it comes down to Black Americans, they want to lump us all together in terms of, yes, the word, minority. So white women fall under that category. So I'm like, oh my goodness. But anyhow, white women, Latinos, Asians, all that stuff, they all, they want to put us all in the same boat, but we all have different histories. That's the issue. Nobody was on those plantations except Black Americans, descendants of American slaves / freedmen, and the slave owners, or the overseers. But we're the ones that built this country, and we don't get credit for it. But we want that reparations. But like I say, I want us to do other things. We can't make these white supremacist financial elites give us that. But yes, we can constantly throw that up in their face. But the main thing is, hey, if you don't want to give it to us, no problem. But we don't have to work with you. We don't have to do business with you. You know what I'm saying? So the ADOS website states that it seeks, quote, a new deal for Black America, unquote, including, among other things, reparations for American descendants of slavery in the United States, a 50% government-funded tax credit for college expenses for American descendants of slavery in the United States, 75% of those who attend historically Black colleges and universities, restoration for the protection of the Voters' Right Acts, prison reform, and a minimum of 15% of small business administration loans for ADOS businesses. The group supports affirmative action for American descendants of slavery, but opposed it for all other ethnic minorities. And rightfully so, because we were the only ones that was on those plantations. So, can't have people just trying to freeload off or piggyback off of our struggle. That's not cool at all. Our grandparents, that happened during the civil rights era. That's how come they lumped, all these different groups, under the civil rights bill, but truth be told, again, white businesses benefited the most from the civil rights movement. And because of integration, we have less black businesses now. I mean, that's just a fact. Do the research. We in the information age. A distinguished feature of the ADOS movement is its explicit emphasis on Black Americans who descended from slavery and its disagreement with African immigrants and Afro-Caribbeans. The group demands, quote, a new destination on the census with ADOS and another for Black immigrants to the unquote to the United States. Supporters of ADOS push the issue on social media with the hashtag ADOS and state that, quote, sets out a shift the dialogue around the identity of what it is to be African American in an effort to move the discussion from melanin and properly center the discussion around lineage, unquote. They view ADOS as having distinct interests from broader groups such as people of color or ethnic minorities generally. The ADOS movement leader says that it is nonpartisan. We are also nonpartisans over here with GRCAM. We're nonpartisans, we're independent, and we're not affiliated with anyone. I'm just putting that out there. Cornell and Moore identify as anti-Trump and long-life Democrats. So see right there, that's that red flag because, they're tied in with the Democrats. So that's what made me, look at Antonio Moore sideways, and I eventually left the guy alone, and I believe I deleted him off my friends list. The movement has become, quote, a lightning rod for criticisms on the left, unquote. The group's supporters have been critical of immigration and have sometimes deployed rhetoric with an anti-immigrant cast, although they deny being xenophobic. Cornell previously served as a board member of the anti-immigrant group Progressives for Immigration Reform, which is tied to right-wing groups funded by Natives financier John Tanton. In September 2009, Progressive for Immigration Reform praised ADOS, calling it, quote, a movement that understands the impact unbridled immigration has had on our country's most vulnerable workers, unquote. In 2019, some ADOS activists challenged Kamala Harris. Just bear with me. Authenticity as a Black woman, asserting that she was not, quote, African American. Harris' father is Jamaican American. The claim that Black Americans of immigrant descent, even from countries with a history of slavery under colonial rule, do not share the same struggle against racism and discrimination as the descendants of Black people in the United States. The claim that Harris was not authentically Black was amplified by right wing figures, including Donald Trump Jr., and criticized by civil rights leaders who accused Carnell of being xenophobic. The first, the group's first national conference was held on October 2019 at Simmons College in Louisville, Kentucky, attracting more than 1,000 attendees. They were known for starting the diaspora wars, and they dissociated themselves with Africa. They said Africa immigrants and Afro-Caribbeans who come over here are being disrespectful towards Black Americans and our lineage. I felt like Antonio Moore was a Democrat shield because he told his followers to vote down ballot for Democrats. Vote blue no matter who. Nobody is taking them seriously anymore. And this is what gave rise to Tariq Nasheed's FBA, Foundational Black Americans. His movement is based off the indigenous movement. It's based off the knowledge that before America was founded, there was a Black civilization established in the New World before Europeans came. One reason that FBA has gained a lot of recognition is because they are able to reach Black youth through social media. FBA also does not want to be associated with the Africans. They go further. They believe that they're native to this land. Some African immigrants and Afro-Caribbeans call FBA xenophobic and a hate group. FBA attacked the Democrat Party. I'm just saying, a majority of Black Americans are Democrats. These non-Black groups are being used to undermine FBA. FBA gained more popularity among Black youth than ADOS. Some argue that FBA is using xenophobic attacks because the push for reparations didn't work like they wanted it to. We all know reparation will not come from the Republican Party. Dr. Umar Johnson created a group, DAFA, Descendants of American Freedmen of African ancestry. Dr. Umar Johnson lost a lot of respect from Black people. He has a large following and people are willing to assist him with his school, but he doesn't want anyone to share the limelight with him due to his big ego. That's the only issue I have with him. He has a very big ego and arrogant and all that stuff. I can't work with somebody like that. This is why it's taken forever for him to open up his Black school. He has been asking for donations for years and still didn't get his school up and running. He claimed he was in debt, but rumors has it that he has been seen going in and out of script clubs where's that money has been going. He criticized Black men for not marrying, yet he is out here sleeping around with many women and has scandals after scandals. He knows that Pan-Africanism is dead because for 125 years, they didn't do anything to move Pan-Africanism forward. That's one thing. It's just been all talk. Everything around it has been scamming. I don't think DAFTA is going anywhere. Here in Black America, Pan-Africanism has been the culture. You couldn't go anywhere in Black America without seeing Black back to Africa bumper stickers, African t-shirts, and African medallions. Pan-Africanism is Black America. They're not talking like that on the continent. Pan-Africanism came from the U.S. and the Caribbeans. It was brought to Africa. Pan-Africanism today has nothing going on. We have a lot of African immigrants that don't want to live or build in Africa. The brother we have today who call themselves Pan-Africanists have their own hidden agenda. I was told that African immigrants view us as another tribe because they bring their tribalism over here. For example, Representative Ilhan Omar is fighting tooth and nail for the Somali community in Minnesota. If only we had people like her representing us in the Congressional Black Caucus, then we could see improvement in the Black community nationwide. In contrast, I am DAS FM, so I identify myself as Descendants of American slaves / freedmen. I stand on that all day, every day. I'm also the founder, president, and CEO of GRCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. I've been reaching out to Black Americans, specifically Black Chicagoans, in real life and online for the past 34 years, and I'm still on first base, and this is unacceptable. This is why I created my platform. This is why I'm reaching out to the global African family. They help speed up the process. I don't want to die in America. I got something positive to offer Black America as well as Africa. But I want brave and smart people to be on my advisory board or resource team to help me run the thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's really a turnoff. I don't like what I'm going through. I mean, it's not cool. This is really, on some funky stuff. It's not cool at all. It's a turnoff. And that's how come I'm saying up front, what I've written in my revised book is the foundation of my Christian business. It's not up for debate. If anybody disagree with the vision and plan, my advice to them is to delete me off your friends list. Don't come to no events with my name on it. And that's real. And also I'm trying to reach out to like-minded Black Americans beyond Chicago and like-minded African immigrants across the United States of America from 10 African nations. And I already named those African nations, so I'm not going to say that again. Under the Grassroots Community Activist Movement, I'm trying to, it's geared toward Black Americans who identify as DAS FM, Descendants of American slaves / freedmen. Because FBAs, I see them a lot on online, and they just going back and forth arguing with, African immigrants and Afro Caribbeans, and they're doing that for clicks and likes and all that stuff. But over here, we're about building. And so, and we drama free, and that's how it is, and that's how it's going to be in the real business once we get this. Once we get the film project fully funded and made, and we actually build the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago, because right now it's just I'm only paying for the business title. I don't have a physical building. Don't have that because Black Americans ain't buying the book, barely selling. That's a straight up turnoff. Virtual store, items on there, barely selling. I can't hire anyone. So that's how come I'm trying to do a film. This is my last attempt. You know what I'm saying? We are about rebuilding the low income Black community or low income Black neighborhood, starting on the west side of Chicago and eventually expanded to the south side of Chicago for credibility before I cut and run and take the business over to the African continent, starting in South Africa. My business will be membership based because of all this foolishness I had to endure for the past 34 years. So if you, I'm only responsible for GRCAM members. If you're not a GRCAM member, all we're gonna do is pray for you, show you tough love, and keep it moving. Non-Black sympathizers are welcome to join us, not as group, but as individuals. During our mandatory orientation, that's once we get the business up and running, you know what I'm saying? But that's how come I have to do the film. I have to do that in order to generate the capital so I can hire people. I can hire Black people, African people, and others. So during our mandatory orientation, we will the non-black sympathizers, they must say in front of everybody where they stand as it pertains to lineage-based cash payment reparations for descendants of American slaves. All I want to know if they agree or disagree. I don't want to hear nothing else. No long, long-winded explanations. Neither you agree or you disagree. If you disagree, keep it moving. You can't be a part of us. It's just that simple. Those that agree, they will have to pay a reparations fee. That this is how I get down as a descendant of American slaves / freedmen. Unlike Pan-Africanism, because GRCAM we're going to compete against Pan-Africanism. So unlike Pan-Africanism, which was only one-sided and only benefited African immigrants and Afro-Caribbeans who came over to this country, GRCAM will take the lead to make sure that both the diaspora, African immigrants, and Native Africans will benefit from this business model and vice versa. I want to make sure that DAS FM, those that's unable to just up and leave America due to their financial situation, that they're going to benefit because we want to help improve the inner city. We want to become an economic base in the low-income Black community and the low-income Black neighborhoods. That's all I'm trying to do. And I'm going to turn the business over, and I'm going to bring the business over to the African continent. That's what I've been called to do. It's not my fault I can't find qualified people to be on my management team. It's not my fault I can't find, a lot of people I run across, start talking crazy to me and stuff. We strangers for life. You're not going to be in my business. We drama free over here. You don't talk crazy to the dope man. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, he has more support from the Black community than me. And he's destroying the community, selling poison. That's why our community is really jacked out of pocket right now. It's horrible. But somebody has to clean it up. I didn't ask for this. This is what I was called to do. All I'm asking for is a chance. I'm not running for public office. All I ask people to do is read my story so that way I can generate capital to hire people. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. Um, for example, under our nonprofit sector of the business, it will consist of a workers' corporation, a workers' corporative, my bad. A workers' cooperative is a business controlled by its employees. Workers govern the enterprise, elect members on the advisory board, and share profits based on labor contributions. These entities, which can range from small startups to large firms, often provide better wages, greater job stability, and increase workers' engagement. I will work things out with my attorney so that active GRCAM members will own 2% of the company once they are in our database. And what I mean by that they pass our criminal background check, they sign the community pledge, and they submit their thumbprints to be placed in our database. In my business, I want to make sure that we send a strong message to con artists that especially, hey, if I find out that you are part of our business, we're going to put you on blast. I'm not going to go any further with that. Read my books to understand what I'm talking about. It's in the book. Letting people know up front, we law-abiding citizens, and that's who I want to deal with. You don't have to run from the cops if you work for GRCAM of Chicago, because we're legit. And that's real. The GRCAM of Chicago will raise the bar in Black America. We will separate ourselves from the enemy within, which is con artists, Black boule, degenerates, Democrat shields, hardened criminals, pedophiles, off-code Negroes, and urban terrorists. Once we have brick to barter or physical building, then that's when we're going to hold our mandatory orientation. This business will help benefit local Chicago residents who live on the west side of Chicago. As mentioned in my revised book, we will cover Austin, Garfield Park, and North Lawndale. Then we will expand to the south side of Chicago and make our presence known there as well. Going to lay everything out on the table and let the community decide if they want to be a part of us, because we're there to serve them. There to try to keep our youth off the streets and out of gangs, for them to use their talents and skills in return to be part of our Black empowerment films, and we'll pay them a stipend so that way they can feed their families. That's all I'm trying to do, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why I have to have so much pushback. I'm not doing anything wrong. It's such a turnoff. And no matter how bad I pray and all that stuff, this is God give us free will. You know what I'm saying? But one thing for sure, ain't nothing changing. Those that rejected me for the past 34 years would not be part of my business again, because this is membership based. Our mission is to eradicate urban violence in Chicago through art, culture, commerce, spiritual development, and hosting African tours. Those 10 African nations that I mentioned, we're going to visit each of those nations, set up local chapters there. Why? So that way we can do international trade with our brothers and sisters. Now, unfortunately, since Black America rejected my vision and plan for the past 34 years, and since Trump is in office and now, he's on some type of power trip, he's blocking, Africans from coming over here. Tariffs is kind of high and all that stuff. So, but again, we still have a chance. We still have an opportunity to work together locally. Because before I bring my business over to Africa, I want to make sure we get it popping here in the city of Chicago, ladies and gentlemen. And people that claim that they don't know me, but then read my story and get to know me. You know what I'm saying? We will promote economic opportunities in the Black community and in the African immigrant community by being an advocate and becoming an economic base, especially in the Black community. We will offer different membership levels: basic membership, networking membership, and entrepreneur membership. GRCAM Chicago will be a multi-purpose facility consisting of a nonprofit sector and also a for-profit sector, operating under 9 functions within the low-income Black community or low-income Black neighborhood. So, number 1, a social service component; 2, a spiritual component, which will be optional for secular people; 3, a political component; 4, entertainment component; 5, entrepreneur component; 6, health and wellness component; 7, Black grassroots media component; 8, science and technology component; 9, travel and tourism component. Under the for-profit business sector, it will be known as the Red Zone. We will offer state-of-the-art recreational center, which will have bowling, high ropes adventures, captivating game rooms featuring the latest video and amusement, stylish billboards, energetic dance rooms, and quality restaurants, various businesses, on-site child care, and on-site music recording studio for our members and students making documentary films and stage plays. In addition, we will host family-friendly activities, including combination deals, birthday parties, weddings, and corporate parties and events. We will practice group economics in real time by pooling our resources together in order to create and control our own community grocery store, community healthcare clinic, and community housing. Because all of us need food, healthcare, and shelter, and that's where I'm going to make my money from. This is an example of group economics in action. We will offer rental space for our members who have businesses. Under the nonprofit cooperative, it will be known as the Green Zone. We are a certified 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to opening the world of inner city youth through local cultural immersions, career development, and skill building, and eventually hosting African tours. Our objective is to invest in Black youth, African youth through our business, access to culture, Black economic empowerment, and transformative power by becoming global citizens. We understand that active participations and hands-on experience are crucial for effective learning and personal growth. That's why our programs will be carefully crafted by a dynamic, stimulating, and interactive through a variety of engagement activities, workshops, and collaborative projects. We will foster an environment where our students can actively explore, question, and discover the world. We will create and produce quality Black empowerment films, stage plays, and music that address the concerns, interests, and culture of Black people and African people in Chicago. We will provide hands-on production and education equipment access for Chicago residents who are members of GRCAM. GRCAM Chicago will provide coverage of local events and give Chicagoans a voice by providing video training, facilities, and equipment for Chicago residents. GRCAM Chicago will empower Black Chicagoans to tell their stories, share their perspectives, and connect communities through media. We will provide the training, equipment, digital streaming, and on-demand content, and create short films, documentaries, and stage plays in order to reach our audience around the globe. Our programs will consist of the following. We will offer associate degrees and vocational training to our members and students. automotive technology, cosmetology and barbering, commercial drive driver training, basic certificate, tech and trade will focus on fostering a supportive environment where Black girls and Black boys, African boys, can explore careers in technologies and trades. The program seeks to inspire co- confidence and um, through hands-on learning experience, workshops, and community engagements. Birthright Reconnecting to Africa. This program will focus on self discovery and cultural exploration with our ancestry workshops. This unique and enriched program will be designed to help Black youth reconnect with their roots and heritage. Learn to Fly in the Sky. This program aims to inspire and educate youth about aviation, engineering, and the thrill to fly. This program will introduce our students to the world of aviation through hands on activities and mentorship from expert pilots, just like our ancestors did during Tuskegee Institute. Media Services. This program aims to teach our students about marketing, media consulting, event coverage, and collaboration. Parenting classes will teach young adults how to care for their children, and we will encourage marriage. Violence prevention programs. Our Second Chance program for street credibility, aimed at assisting ex offenders of nonviolent crimes, former gang members, and homeless individuals within our neighborhoods and communities who want better for themselves. We have we will pool our resources to build a brighter future, help our brothers and sisters rebuild their lives, help the youth, and create awareness about the epidemic of genocide within our Black ghettos across the United States of America. The rhino, it will be a Black rhino, represents our relentless determination and willpower to overcome whatever obstacle we encounter. We are recapturing our dreams. We've learned through our journey the past does not have to dictate the future. We pledge to focus on a bright future which will share in harmony and unity. We pledge to assist our brothers and sisters in any way we can, even if it's only a kind word of encouragement. We pledge to uplift one another and restore our lives. And we vow to deter from criminal activities at all times. That's what Kyle Chicago is all about. That's all I've been trying to do, ladies and gentlemen. But for 34 years, I got little to no support. Doggone it. If they don't want it, hey, I asked the Lord, hey, I mean, this is what He called me to do. Just bless me with I'm asking God to connect me with the right people to help me get this film project fully funded and made so I can do my job. Then I can bring it over to the African continent. And that's real. Financial literacy workshops, foundation for wealth creation focus on the ability to manage personal finances through education about basic budgeting, investing, personal credit, real estate, retirement, and tax planning. In this course, students will learn to evaluate barriers to entry and potential markets using decision-making tools like cash flow statements and budgets, money mastery, income, budgeting and spending, risk management and insurance, credit repair, debt management, real estate, investment, tax planning, retirement planning, building a succession plan. GRCAM Chicago will be governed by an advisory board. GRCAM Chicago will be membership based and operate for the mutual benefit of our members. Also, any earnings we will make our return to our members in the form of low prices through our quality programs and services. We will assist our members with their utility bills, depending on our budget and sponsorship. We will offer light grocery through our food pantry, drug rehab, and tutorial services for Black youth, African youth, and their families. Again, I created this platform so that way we can talk publicly about our issues among each other. I want us to start producing our own Black media. Africa is our birthright, and that's why I want to reconnect to my ancestral homeland. We are the last vanguard to global Black economic empowerment. This is why it's so important that GRCAM members build GRCAM Chicago so that our brothers and sisters who are unable to up and leave America due to financial circumstances can have a place of their own to fight for and access to a global network in Africa, the Caribbean, and Brazil. Descendants of American slaves / freedmen and African immigrants are the last line of defense against global Black exploitation. If we don't become the gatekeepers of our culture and our economics, then the whole global push for Black liberation collapse. GRCAI of Chicago is about promoting a kingdom economy. It's a turn off to hear that Black immigrants and Afro-Caribbeans who talk down about our ancestors. Those are the same people who gave them an opportunity to come to this nation. That's disrespectful. That won't be tolerated in my Christian business at all. If you don't like Black Americans, that means you don't like me. America has become a place of hustling. White America have been bringing African immigrants and Afro-Caribbeans over here to undermine us by giving them scholarships, business loans, and set-asides that Black Americans can't get due to systematic racism. I think this platform is good for Black Americans and African immigrants and the global African family. I encourage more Black Americans and Africans on my Medium pages, such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and X, to make arrangements with me to come on this platform so that way we can discuss these social issues. All right, guys, we're closing out. My goal is to get this film project fully funded and made so that I can be in a better position financially to hire GRCAM members who reside in North America to help me build our Christian business, GRCAI Chicago. In time, we will host African tours to 10 African nations for travelers seeking genuine cultural experience enriched with magnificent sights on the continent. You will rediscover a fulfillment sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and tongue twisted, to sustainability. During our African tours, we will help improve Africa infrastructure and promote African business so both travelers and African communities will benefit. GRCAI Chicago will also invite Native Africans, Afro-Caribbeans, and Afro-Brazilians to come to Chicago and meet GRCAM members in Chicago. This will be a win-win for Black Chicago. Over here, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have connected a model which provides experience based on your passion or hobbies with us. GRCAM members worldwide, please stand up and work with me while I'm alive. Don't wait until I'm dead and gone. I'm trying to make this happen. I don't want to waste another 34 years. Because every year I keep paying for this business title. I pay the city, state, and the IRS. No scamming over here. All I want people to do up front is to help get my book on that bestsellers list, read it. If you live in America, then make yourself known to me, work with me to get this film project fully funded and made so that way we can take GRCAM to the next level. Again, I don't operate like the next Black man. I have my own style and way of doing things. You can laugh at me all you want to, but if you want to work for my company, you're going to have to come correct. I require that thumbprint because I want to make sure we weed out those people that will try to undermine us. My revised book is just the beginning. Give our black, giving our black media, giving our black filmmakers and African filmmakers an opportunity to be a part of our film project will help put us on the map. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comments section below this audio podcast and share with your friends on all social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Thank you for listening to our audio podcast and for joining us on this stream. We greatly appreciate it. I need all of you to support our film project so that way we can move GRCAM beyond cyberspace onto the big screen, to let the whole black world know who we are and what we're trying to do for our people. Black Americans who identify as DAS-FM, descendants of American slaves / freedmen, who are trapped in American ghettos. Quote, Hood Liberator made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins, quote, unquote. You can be a part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our crowdfunding pages, which are on our GoFundMe page, our Buy Me a Coffee page, or our PayPal Give and Fund page, which will help fund marketing, promotion, clearance, legal, and general expenses. If you are a U.S. citizen, then I recommend that you donate to our PayPal Give and Fund page because you can use this as a tax write-off because this is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit faith-based and community advocacy organization. You can also purchase items from our virtual store or purchase my revised book. The ebook is $9.99. Softcover book is $15 plus shipping and handling. We appreciate your support. You can find all the links below this audio podcast in the comment section. Thank you for listening to our YouTube live or the replay. If you are new to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast, welcome to our safe space where we discuss Black issues and African issues. We do this every week. This will conclude our audio podcast for today. See you on the next episode. Peace and blessings. Now, before I actually shut down this live stream, I want to show you a couple things. First of all, this is my YouTube page, okay? So you see where the cursor is up here? youtube.com/user/Manuel Online, all one word. So please, I have 619 subscribers. We got to increase that. Again, on LinkedIn alone, I have 12,000 followers. So that'd be nice if all of you that's on my LinkedIn page for you to subscribe. And also, I want to challenge all of my listeners worldwide. Please purchase my ebook and read my story for yourself. If you believe you got what it takes to help me run the business, and if you live in North America, make yourself known to me. Those that's outside of America that lives, I would say, on the African continent, in Canada, Europe, in the Caribbean, or in Brazil, just spread my information. That's all I ask you to do for me. Put me on blast, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to do something productive for our racial group, especially for our Black youth. It's a doggone shame what I had to go through. It is what it is. But again, I'm not running for public office. We're going to build this from the mud. We're getting it from the mud. That means we want to build it from the bottom up. That's what we're going to do. And so I'm going to show you where you can find all of finna use. Let me see. to genocide. Okay, right here. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to give you an example. This is where you find the comments right here. Okay. So you click there where it says my credibility. And this is where my book is. You can get my ebook or softcover book. You just click on the link on my Amazon author page. This is our GoFundMe page if you would like to donate. But before you donate, please purchase the book first so you can read my story and see if you agree with, what I'm talking about. Like I say, anybody that disagree, just delete me off your friends list, go on about your business. Don't come to no events with my name on it. And I'm standing on what I'm saying. Ain't no wishy-washy over here. Because 34 years hasn't changed, ain't nothing changed. Black America, or Black Chicagoans acting all funny style with me. All that did was made me reach out even further. That's why I wanted the whole Black world to know my story. And that's why I want to recruit people beyond Chicago before I cut and run to Africa. Let's make that happen. Don't wait until I'm dead to embrace my vision. Work with me while I'm alive. But I want to make sure none of my members have to go through this type of foolishness. That, we have our own support systems. Family members, that didn't support me, we will remain strangers for life. That's just how I get down. It is what it is. If I'm like that with my own flesh and blood, how you think I'm going to be with strangers? You know what I'm saying? That's real talk. So, this is the PayPal. This is buy me a coffee. So, you can. This is my virtual store. So these are all the stuff. Some people be like, well, Emmanuel, where can I find your book? I'll be like, I've been saying you can find it in the comments section. So that's how you do that. All right. Let's see. Something else I'd like to share with you all. This is my Medium page. And yes, it's a long title, but hey, is what it is. But what you would do is, again, that's manuelonline.medium.com. And so, yeah, this is kind of long, but this is my Medium page. And I appreciate if you will follow me on here so that way you can have access to all of my presentations. And like I say, all I'm doing is scrolling down. It's a lot of information. That's how come I like to have my stuff written down. And ain't no shame if I'm reading my speeches. It's my speeches. Know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit up here and be putting on no front for anybody. No, I read my speeches without shame. Bottom line is that I'm just trying to get my message out there loud and clear and connect with the right people that want to do business. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, right here where I say show and prove, this is what you're going to have to, if you want to be on my panel for March 28th, the virtual interactive conference, you have to watch this video right here. So, but I put it under here it's called Topic in March, quote, the fall of Black America, America's collapse is coming for Black people. So that's what we're going to talk about. And, And then, these are other things that I think you ought to check out. Yes, I enjoy looking at videos from the African Diaspora News Channel, but eventually we're going to have to compete with Phil Scott because I've been reaching out to the brother and he hasn't, returned my messages. And so I'm like, hey, it's all right. I tried. I want to reach out to other Black media um, content creators and all that kind of stuff. I want us to work together. But if you don't want to work with me, no problem. Then we will consider you as a competitor, and we're gonna compete against what you got going on. That's how we're gonna do. So, so yeah. And again, this is like my main sources. So again, I keep bringing this up. I know I'm like beating a dead horse, but hey, I'm trying to generate. I'm trying to generate capital, for this film project, and it takes capital, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is, a Zoom call of 44,000 Black women. They raised 1.5 million for Kamala Harris in 3 hours. We're over here, we're trying to raise $250,000. And this is quote unquote low budget. But I'm just saying, use that same energy to help, with this film project, ladies, sisters. You did this for this woman, and this woman is not even really Black. She's she's not part of our lineage. But I'm just saying. And right here, this is what worries me the most. Median wealth of Black Americans will fall to zero by 2053, warns new report. And this is coming from The Guardian. And that's real. But I say it's going to be before 2053. It's going to be, I predict, 2040. Or 2035. Because of this slave mentality. If we don't deal with this head on and get this thing corrected within Black society, that will be the fall of Black America. That's not fair for our children. That means Black Americans as a collective will be a permanent underclass. Here it is again. Just because I like, these are my receipts. This is coming from ABC News. You can click on the site there. But Black women, 92%, and Black men, 77%. You all need to get off of that Democrat plantation. Be independent. Don't be Democrat, don't be Republican, be independent. Let them fight for our votes. And demand tangibles from both of them. And if they won't give us tangibles, then hey, sit it out. If you don't want to give us our reparations, then shoot, we ain't going to work with you. It's just that simple. That's what I'm trying to put in the minds of GRCAM members. You letting these politicians have too much power. They need our vote. And they ain't going to give us what we want, then, shoot. Then we ain't going to give them what they want. You know what I'm saying? But just trying to get the thing popping so I can bring it over to the African continent. That's all. Please check out Benign and Neglect so you can be educated on that. That's what these politicians practice against Black Americans. They give everybody else's, they give them economic tangibles, but we don't get jack. They just want our vote. So I'm glad that Black Americans is waking up on that. It would be nice if Black Americans would embrace my vision and plan, because we got less than 3 years to get this film project fully funded. Because once the Democrats get back in office, they're going to open up those borders again, flood the community, the Black community with illegal immigrants, so that way they can compete against Black Americans for resources. And within one generation, they're going to wipe us out, because it's more of them that's a lot of them are coming over here, and they're coming over here with I would say Black what's that word? Anyway, they have a disdain for Black people, because that's how it is in Latin America. They don't really like Black Americans or Black people at all, and from their country. So, and everybody else is on code. Black Americans patronize all these other groups, but going to sit up here and laugh at what I'm trying to do, and I don't even have kids, and this is to help Black parents, your kids, trying to do something productive, build something for them, keep them out off the streets and out of gangs, and no support for that. But it is what it is. But one thing for sure, I ain't going to have no con artists in my business. And I know people are going to want to try me. I'm like, I'll show you better than I can tell you. Let me get this thing up and running and see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I wanted to show you. Thank you for your time. Peace and blessings.